Okay, I am super excited for you to do the 3-day refresh. It is one of my favorite detoxes. I've done it several times and always learned something new every single time that helped me make this detox even more successful than the time before. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing some of those tips with you all. First of all, one of the things that you can do before you get your detox is go ahead and start teetering down on having the starchy carbs and having the dairy and having the animal protein, not completely eliminating it yet, because you're going to be eliminating it on the 3-day refresh, but go ahead and start having less of those things and less caffeine. Because if you choose to also detox off of caffeine, and I say choose because I've done it both ways. I've done it completely getting off of my coffee, and I've done it still having just 1 cup of coffee with a little bit of unsweetened almond milk. And really, my results did not change. So I have chose to continue doing the detox, still allowing myself to have 1 small cup of coffee in the morning and about a tablespoon, maybe 2 of unsweetened almond milk. So a very little amount. Now, if you're using creamer and things like that, you want to completely eliminate those things. You do not want to have that in your coffee. You're either going to have it black or a little bit of unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk, something that is a dairy-free milk, okay? Then you can also go ahead and start grocery shopping, right? If you log into the Beachbody On Demand app, you should be able to go under the yoga retreat and go to program materials, and you will already find the program guide, okay? So if you look into this, it's going to tell you what to expect, what you're going to be allowed to eat, which is basically going to be veggies, healthy fats, and fruits. And then you're gonna have some dinner options. So go ahead and have that prepared so when your detox comes, you're like ready to go. You're not, trying to go do that in the morning and then you wake up that morning and you don't even have all the stuff that you need. You definitely want to go ahead and be prepared, because the night before you can actually go ahead and plan out and prep all 3 days, and it is so easy. When you're on the go, like when I head off to the coffee shop or I have to go out for the day, it's so nice to pack my lunch with me because it's so quick. I do end up with a lot of shaker cups because you are having your water, you're having your fiber sweep, you're having your vanilla refresh. So you end up using multiple containers when it comes to shaking in your ingredients. So those are the things that you can do beforehand. Now, another thing that I want to share beforehand is you definitely want to make sure you're taking pictures. Don't just step on the scale. Please don't just step on the scale. My favorite thing to look at after I do a detox is I like to look at the pictures. I like to see how my bloat and my body and my stomach area, my legs, everything changes all over. And it puts it in perspective. If maybe last time I lost 6 pounds and this time I only lose, 3 or 4 pounds, then I'm like, oh, but my pictures still look awesome, and look how much change there is. So I encourage doing pictures and measurements. If you don't know how to do those things, message me or message whoever your coach may be, or go to YouTube and say how to take good before and after pictures or how to take good measurements, and you're going to be able to go through a tutorial of those things so you can really see the changes in your body all over and not just what the scale is showing you. Okay, so those are all the things that you can do beforehand. Once the detox arrives, you want to make sure also that you have your family prepared for this and let them know, like, this is what I'm doing. I won't be having my normal meals with you guys. And then also to help yourself out, maybe you don't get some of your favorite foods for your family or your favorite dinner options. I usually have my family eating kind of boring with me too. They're not having any kind of special recipes. And typically they will eat leftovers some of those nights because I'm excluded from the meals. So that really helps to decrease my cravings if they aren't having like one of my favorite meals at dinner time and I'm over here having my detox dinner option. Okay, so once it arrives, you want to make sure that, again, you're going through this. I used to always have this laying out right in front of me, and I would check it off as I went through there. So a couple of things that I want to share with you guys. Like I said, coffee. Okay, caffeine. I definitely encourage you, if you're a soda drinker, no soda, okay? Coffee is a whole different thing. If you're doing energy drinks, no energy drinks. I'm only talking about coffee, okay? So 1 cup of small coffee, that is the only thing that I have allowed myself to still have during the detox now, and I don't do any kind of milk, dairy-based creamers. I don't do any kind of chemical creamers, which artificial ingredients and all that crapola in it. I do just unsweetened almond milk, okay? I think that that's okay, or to have it black if you don't want to detox off caffeine. So when I wake up in the morning, I will usually have my full glass of water because that's what it tells you to do. And then I will have my cup of coffee. And coffee is automatically an appetite suppressor. So I don't feel hungry after I have coffee. So I wait probably another hour to hour and a half. And then I will usually start my my detox day. So depending on when you wake up, for me, if it's on the weekends, which I definitely encourage maybe doing it through the week than on the weekends, because the weekends are a little more temptation, it's a little more challenging, and then, you know, family gatherings and going out, and you just don't want to limit yourself during that time. Through the week, it's wonderful, especially if you have a day job and you're working outside of your home. You're not really thinking about it. You're so busy at work. I don't know how many people tell me, oh, I don't really have time to eat at work. Well, this is the perfect time to do the detox. It really is. So I do encourage you to do the detox through a work week. But depending on the time that you wake up, I find when I have my water and my coffee, I start the detox later than normal. And so on weekends, sometimes I'm not having my first Shakeology, which is the first thing that you're supposed to have. I'm not having it until like 10 o'clock. And that helps me feel more full throughout the day until it's bedtime, because I'm having everything a little bit later than I usually have. So that's another thing that you can try, is start with water, and if you're doing coffee, and then start your Shakeology a little bit later. Just know that these are guidelines and time frames to help you know how to space it out, but you can adjust it, especially people who maybe are working night shift and they're having to totally modify this, that you can definitely adjust this. So this is what I've done. I started having my Shakeology in the morning. I typically have my Shakeology with my fruit, and I have water and ice, okay? So that's what I do for my Shakeology, and I blend it up. I have gotten the herbal tea. The herbal tea does help you feel a lot more full. So if you're a first timer, I definitely suggest getting the herbal tea and the veggie broth. Those are things that they call optional, but they are going to help you feel more full, and they're going to help curb those cravings and make you feel more satisfied through your day. Okay, so the next thing that is up that I wanted to talk about is your fiber sweep. So your fiber sweep, I'm going to tell you guys, if you let it sit, it will curdle. I know that sounds gross. My husband actually loves the fiber sweep. It's my least favorite part, but you only do it 3 times and you can get through anything. Trust me, it's not that bad. So what you want to do is you want to get probably about this much water, maybe about this much. I'd say I probably do about 8 ounces of water, not very much. I don't even read what the package says. I just want to make sure that I can chug it pretty quickly. I can chug it in 15 seconds because I do an Instagram video showing people how I'm chugging it. So I will put about that much water, about 8 ounces of water in it maybe, and then I'll put a packet in there, I'll shake it, drink it, and chug it immediately. If you let it sit, it will curdle, it'll be lumpy, it's gross, okay? Just trust me on this one. That is the number one best tip that I can give you, is to chug your fiber sweet. Okay, the next thing up is your vanilla refresh. I really enjoy having my vanilla refresh just shaken in water. I won't add my fruit, and I will have my fruit separate. So it's almost like a separate snack. You can do that with your Shakeology too, but I don't mind having my Shakeology with my fruit. So I will go ahead and still blend in my fruit, but you can, say if you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I want to go ahead and have a banana or have some blueberries, and then you could do your shake a little bit later. Again, that just spreads out your food a little bit more, makes you feel more full throughout the day. But vanilla refresh, that midday vanilla refresh where you can add in the fruit, I keep it out and I have an apple at a separate time, okay? Okay, so if you're feeling hungry, this is a guide. It is definitely a pretty big low-calorie deficit. It will never limit you on vegetables, okay? You can have as many vegetables as you want. I don't care what this says. Vegetables are very low-calorie and high in nutrients. Have more vegetables. I have as many vegetables as I want. Actually, in the dinner option, I always do a cucumber and tomato salad, and I will put an entire cucumber in there, and I will put several tomatoes in there, and I think it actually only calls for half a cucumber. And sometimes if I want more, then I'll put in a little bit more. So yeah, definitely don't, this calls for half a medium cucumber. I will put 1 large cucumber in there and have no problem with it. Like, it's hardly any calories. So don't get into your head that it has to be verbatim, it has to be specific. Add more veggies. If you're still hungry, add more hummus. If you want more hummus, have yourself another scoop of hummus. It's okay. The calories in hummus are very low. You're still going to get great results, and you're going to be more successful if your belly feels full. Don't make this painful for you. Don't make this where you're like, oh my God, I'm starving. Go have a teaspoon of peanut butter. Go have a tablespoon of hummus and some more vegetables. I promise you it's going to be okay. I want you to be successful at this. And I do have people, I have followed it to a T before, doing it exactly how it says, and now I modify it because it's a much more pleasant experience for me, and I enjoy doing it, and I feel great, and my results are the exact same. So it is okay. If you are hungry, give yourself as many vegetables as you want and add in an extra fat in there, an extra healthy fat. I'm not just telling, I am very strict with keeping off the animal protein, the dairy, and the starchy carbs. I will not add in those, but I will take something from the list and I will give myself a little bit more of that. Okay, so the other thing that I suggest is when you choose your detox dinner, the first time I did it, I was like, oh, I'm going to choose 3 different things. No, don't do that. Choose one detox dinner, have it every single night. Go ahead and prep it ahead of time. Make it easy on yourself. The last thing that I'm going to mention, and I'm kind of looking down at my notes because I don't want to miss anything, but the last thing that I'm going to mention to you is working out. So I prefer to detox off of working out. And I typically, for those 3 days, won't do anything. But you can definitely do low impact. There is the 3-day refresh yoga retreat that is in the Beachbody On Demand. There is things like Country Heat. There are your typical workout programs that you're already doing. You can decrease the intensity, do less reps, lift lighter weights. I actually did this last time because I am a test group member for one of our fitness programs and I didn't want to miss out. So I did less reps and I decreased my weights and I made sure to burn less calories, okay? And I also realized that I might be a little bit more hungry, so I allowed myself to add in even a little more healthy fats to make up for that calorie burn that I just got from that workout, because I typically, like I said, totally detox and I don't do a workout. But afterwards, you have your maintenance guide. However, if you're already following one of our Beachbody programs, go back into that. I promise you, after this detox, you're going to feel your cravings decrease. It's not just about the weight loss, okay? It's not just about having the flat tummy. It's about your mindset, okay? It's about getting yourself back into the place where you feel that you are back on track, that you're ready to start eating those clean, healthy foods again, that you're not craving the sugar and the starchy carbs or the alcohol. And it's really getting your head back into the place that you're ready to be back on track, and so you can continue to progress in your journey.